Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, here to talk about everything in terms of the world of professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside of the ring, backstage curtain drama. We also talk about Superstar, their inactive statuses, injury updates, also contract negotiations, as well as extensions or just signings to new brands. We also talk about promotions from WWE to AEW to TNA to Ring of Honor, also the GCW to the National Wrestling Alliance if it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling. We talk about it here on this show, 1010%, guys. We're here on an amazing Thursday. We're almost there. Hope you guys, are enjoying watching the beatdown that the New Orleans Saints are getting from the Denver Broncos. What a welcome back from Sean Payton. So those Broncos fans out there, man, I'm feeling for you. I'm a Giants fan. No, no, I'm sorry. Right now, the Saints fans. Yeah, no, they're getting beat up. They're getting beat up, and of course, I can relate. I can relate. A lot of stuff going down in sports tonight, but don't forget tonight also, we have a bunch of wrestling as well. So thank you so much for tuning into the show, guys. Today for you on tap, we're going to talk about our AEW Dynamite review. Going to talk about TNA, Ring of Honor as well that are airing tonight on Thursday night. I like to call it my Thursday night wrestling review, and then we're going to jump on into some superstar news and hot takes and stuff like that. Segment three, we're going to talk about Karrion Kross. We're going to talk about his future with WWE. People said that he might go back to NXT, but he confirmed in an interview that he is not that interested. In our fourth segment, we're also going to talk about Tom Aspinall, the UFC heavyweight champion, was seen in Manchester, England. It was a live event for WWE. He came into the ring and he celebrated, and he was, holding titles with, with Gunther and Cody Rhodes. And then he said in an interview that he's excited to go to WWE. So we're going to talk about, you know, his chances of winding up in WWE when he calls MMA, when he calls it quits. And then our fifth and final segment, Stephanie Lander, TNA Knockouts, a very, very popular wrestler throughout the world of professional wrestling. She underwent neck fusion surgery, and there's a couple of other wrestling superstars that who had similar neck injuries and who have undergone neck surgery. So we're gonna just kind of dive into what it entails and how long it's gonna take for her to come back. So without further ado, we're going to jump on into that. But at first, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that super chat. 1010% if you guys just want to give a hey, thanks. Whether if you got a burning question or a hot take in terms of professional wrestling, or just something you've been dying to get off your chest here at the GSMC Sports Network, we are all ears. This show is all about keeping the conversation lively, making sure you guys feel like your voice is part of the mix. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts inside that chat. And if you really, really, really want to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets noticed on this show, why not use that super chat? It's that dollar sign below the chat box. Just go ahead and hit it, and whatever you say, whatever you want to, whatever your hot take in terms of professional wrestling, send in that message, and it's going to be featured on this show. Plus, it's a great way to support our channel. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we definitely do love keeping these amazing podcasters doing what they do best and bringing you guys awesome sports content that you guys love. Monday through Friday. So make sure you guys support the channel. We are absolutely super grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So let's go ahead and keep the conversation going. Let's keep this party going. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And together, we will make sure this podcast is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Or once again, if the super chat not your thing, go ahead and hit up the tips and donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net. Just shoot me your comment, questions, or concerns. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Just remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show, follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1010%. So yeah, make sure you guys hit it up. Of course, in terms of sports, a lot of disagreements, which is which is cool, which is good. Overall, love feedback, criticism, whatever, it all works out. Just want to make sure you guys are having a good time listening to the podcast. All right, so we're already getting some chats right here fired from my man Logan, Logan James. Hope you had a great week so far. We got, it looks like rankings. Top top rankings. Okay, awesome. We have number one. No, we'll start from 10. we'll start from 10. Hikaru Shiad, which is number 10. Sari, top 9. Number 8, we have Kamitap. Number 7, we have Mieko top. And number 6, we got Mina Shirakawa. 4, Tam Nakano. And number 3, Mayumi Tani. We have Julia. We also have Kairi Sang, and of course, number 1 is going to be Io Sky. Um, I'm assuming that's all. A lot of Japanese New Japan professional wrestlers or Stardom who's kind of made it out of well, not made it out, like it's a bad thing, but just kind of moved on and kind of approached maybe AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA, WWE, WWE, NXT. So I like your list. I like Kairi Sang up there as well, and then I think down here you mentioned something about Asuka. Asuka as well. Asuka. She's top 10 as well. I definitely think when she comes back to WWE, it's going to be great for not just her, but ultimately Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. It seems like she would more or less kind of fit somewhere on SmackDown, but I heard that's where Charlotte Flair is going to come back after her injury. Also, Alexa Bliss might come back to SmackDown to kind of deter all the, looming rumors about how she should have been with the Wyatt Six when they came in and instead of Nikki Cross. So I think they would kind of keep it far away from that. So, all right, diving into the subject matter, obviously we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. Overall, I felt like it was an interesting show. A lot of interesting stuff happened. The first it kicked off, after the shocking ending of Wrestling Dream. They were in San Jose, California. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of cool. So John Moxley is the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, a 2-time champion. Congratulations to John Moxley, and he basically opened up the show, basically talking about how delusional AEW was. Also, under this new paradigm of Moxley, um, you know, the direction that his character is going into is a little, is a little sketch. Sorry, excuse me. I don't really understand, like, he's coming off as really dark and ominous, and I get it, and that's cool, but he wants people to believe that he had to do what he had to do to Brian Danielson. It was for the betterment of the company. So I don't know his grand master plan, and when it all comes out, hopefully the most important thing is if it makes sense, because that's what AEW needs. They need storylines that make sense. So whatever John Moxley's doing, I hope it's good. All right, next we have Adam Cole returns to Dynamite. He came out and he was talking about his road to recovery and how much he missed the fans. Once again, kind of coming to the world of being the babyface. You've seen the Undisputed Kingdom. You've seen Roderick Strong and then Mike Taven and Mike Taven and I might have messed that up. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Damn it, I always confuse those guys. But overall, it seems like they're heading toward a babyface faction. Will they eventually approach, Kyle O'Reilly to be like, look, man, you were right. We don't want to get into stuff like that and have everybody kind of be a big, happy family once again. I would invest into that, but that's because I was a huge Undisputed Era fan when they were in WWE NXT. So, as of right now, it's, but, then you saw, kind of tied to Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, the betrayal of MJF at Worlds and, basically revealing, that, you know, I feel like this is going to be one of the hottest rivalries, kind of that AEW would kind of bank a lot of money on because you have two amazing superstars, and with Brian Danielson gone for the foreseeable future as a full-time wrestler, at least, they're going to need some firepower. You had Daniel Garcia come out basically saying that, hey, man, I'm all elite. I'm not going anywhere. Kind of staking his claim as, you know what, I feel like Tony Khan is going to invest a lot of time, a lot of bookings, also a lot of, just attention in terms of, on Dynamite, uh, Collision, perhaps Rampage as well. Would love to see Daniel Garcia get into a title run, challenging somebody like Konosuke Takeshita would be actually, it'd be a pretty cool move. But I feel like right now there's that lingering MJF who still wants a piece of Daniel Garcia after you would think it'd be done after AEW's All Out, but or All In. No, I think it was All Out. Yeah, All Out. So MJF obviously responded via satellite, blaming Adam Cole's betrayal for the black-heartedness in his heart. MJF has no intention of stepping inside the squared circle with Adam Cole and giving him the satisfaction of revenge. So, once again, I definitely think that these guys are going to be, fighting each other at Full Gear. Where does Daniel Garcia fit into that? Hopefully, like I said, I would love to see him kind of go after the AEW International Championship if they're serious about him. He was a great Ring of Honor World Television Champion. I loved, his reign there. But ultimately, to establish himself in AEW, I feel like he needs to win a belt in AEW. And of course, with this new revamped Don Callis family, I feel like right now anything's possible. All right, after Wrestle Dream, Chris Jericho accused Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe of cheating and, kind of just being a scumbag that Chris Jericho is. No, I'm just kidding. I love Chris Jericho. Obviously, it's kayfabe that he's a scumbag. He wants us to hate him, and he's the best at it. Chris Jericho is definitely one of the best heels of all time. I get, sometimes his babyface turns, but I love him as a heel more. It's kind of crazy. It's still like it's still going between his feud with Mark Briscoe. The learning tree challenging. However, Briscoe believes that the stakes need to even be even needs to be even higher due to the fact that the two-time Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho has mentioned Mark's late brother Jay Briscoe, his death and stuff like that. That is, you can't talk about a deceased family member. That's just messed up, dog. That's just messed up. That's just a recipe for disaster. So they're gonna have a rematch. Briscoe's he's good. He's a man of his word. He's going to fight in a ladder wars match next week on Dynamite. So I think that should be pretty badass. FTR taking on Big Bill and Brian Keith. FTR, obviously, I feel like they've been kind of, out of the loop in terms of AEW, but after a big win against the Learning Tree, ultimately it should be pretty badass. This match was scheduled to raise awareness to the variety of organizations providing relief to areas affected by Hurricane Helen. Obviously, those in the area who's been affected by the hurricane, condolences are with you guys, 1,010%. Thoughts and prayers, just keep your head up. I swear there will be, brighter times. Just hold your loved ones close, and yeah, pretty much. So Wednesday's night feels like that. Next Wednesday, I feel like FTR is going to keep. Well, it says that they're going to be on Collision. They're going to be on Collision with the Outrunners. So I can't wait to see what happens. Mercedes Mone taking on Queen Aminata. Mercedes Mone. She's full heel. She's full heel. Um, I feel like she's not, you know, I would like her to lose by at least one championship. I just feel like that'd be great for the company. But you're establishing Mercedes Moné as this untouchable, superstar in an interview with Jim Ross. He was talking about how Monet's portrayals. She feels like she's impersonating wrestlers like the Million Dollar Man and Hulk Hogan. The match was good. The match was good. Queen Aminata once again just showing that she can, hang in with the best. She came so close to dethroning the Ring of Honor World Women's Champion Athena's run. So definitely have high hopes for her in the future as well. We have the match. We have the Conglomeration taking on the Elite. Overall, you saw Kazuchika Okada and the Young Bucks, and then Kyle O'Reilly, Rocky Romero, and Orange Cassidy. And I felt like it was a decent match. Then you saw interference. So obviously everything with the elites, kind of sketch. But obviously you saw Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, Marina Shafir, and John Moxley, came in, isolating Cassidy inside the ring and swarming him. Top Flight and the Dark Order tried to intervene, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Okada and the Bucks, just smiled and walked away. Shelton Benjamin defeats Lio Rush. Lio Rush looked like he was contemplating on, joining the Hurt Syndicate. Although I feel like Shelton Benjamin's debut match probably should have been a little bit bigger in my opinion. The Don Callis family, now he's acquired Brian Cage, the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, World Television Champion. Sorry, excuse me. The Don Callis family looks like they're piecing things together. Finally, they had the AEW International Championship, Konosuke Takeshita. For the longest time, they've just seemed so weak, and now they just seem cold blooded and ready to just attack people. Like you kind of see the intensity of like Lance Archer and Kyle Fletcher turning on his buddy Will Ospreay. They're gonna have a fun feud heading up toward Full Gear, so I can't wait to see that. Mariah May issues an open challenge. Anna Jay comes face to face. Anna Jay, she put on a great match. It was kind of crazy. No, the smack, but Hit Daniels in the ear. I'm happy to see the test. I enjoyed watching her work with different challengers. At this point, did they fight? I don't think they fought. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Don't. I definitely, definitely missed that match. Then that's crazy. Next we have Christian Cage, taking on Switchblade Jay White. What's going on with Hangman Adam Page and Switchblade? Hangman looks like he still wants a piece of Jay White, who's one of the future wrestlers heading toward the future of AEW and rapidly running out of time. So we'll keep this quick. A lot of people believe that this was a pretty awesome episode of Dynamite. AEW has a lot of young superstars that, you saw Bryan Danielson leave, and I feel like, it was kind of like a passing of the torch. You saw MJF come back, you saw Daniel Garcia, and then you've also saw, Adam Cole. Basically, it's time for them to take the reins. John Moxley is going to be an amazing champion. He's going to be an amazing heel, not so heel champion. So it should be pretty interesting. All right, guys. So hey, do not go anywhere. It's my Thursday night wrestling review. We're going to step into the world of Ring of Honor and the ring of TNA Impact. We're going to talk about some of the episodes that's happening tonight. So hey, stay tuned.